If we listen to each other's heart, you'll find we'll never be far apart. And maybe love is the reason why. The first time forever we're seeing things eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever he said. Powerline concert. Yeah, I wasn't there. You don't know because you wasn't there. Today, the 30th anniversary of a Goofy movie. And you wasn't there, so you don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's the public service announcement for today. Is that today's the 30th anniversary of the Goofy movie. If you ain't never seen the Goofy movie, go watch it now. It's on Disney Plus. Get your mind right, stupid. Anyway, bam, welcome to the show, Jack. I don't have to be quiet, Michelle. I want you to know that first and foremost. Okay, I don't have to be quiet. Okay, boom. We got a full show for you all today. First thing I want to do, right? So we're waiting on other folks to get their lives together. As soon as I get the invites, I'm gonna put them in. But while we're waiting on that, I'm gonna show y'all something. This is what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do something different. I got this idea all by myself. I didn't have any help. Nobody helps me with this idea. I'm just kidding. My girlfriend helped me with this idea. She gave it to me the other day, and I'm gonna try it on stream today. I'm gonna try it on stream today. We're gonna see what it do. Here it go. Well, here it go. See this here? Boom. This is Crown Whiskey lemonades with a smidge of peach, of lemon, of mango, and blackberry. Okay? Then we gonna put that with the apple Crown in this. And we're gonna see what that do. We're gonna see what that do. Right? I'm just gonna randomly pick the flavor. Whatever's first is the one that's gonna get tried. Okay? I feel like, some may be better than others, but we're just gonna give it a shot. I think I can tell whether or not it would be good with other flavors, even if the one that I choose isn't the best one. Okay? So I'm gonna do that here momentarily. I got all my accoutrement at French. Got all my accoutrement together, and y'all are gonna be here while I give that a shot. Michelle, you ready to do this thing? Are you ready to rock? Producers, can we get the topics? Can we get the topics, producers? Yeah, there we go. Greg, if you could just hand me, the list. Here we go. Producers have given me the topics for tonight, and now we're set up. All right, here we go. Hold on. Go on, Chantel, Bonnie Love, Jazz in the house. Oh, we went. You were incognito. What you supposed to be? You a Doge agent? She's talking about downsizing, y'all.
You're so ignorant.
This is going to be a showtime first, because I got to get me some ice. First of all, so I'm going to take y'all on a little field trip while I get my life together. Because I couldn't pull the ice out before the show because it's going to melt, obviously, and it'll be kind of ridiculous. But I got the rest of my stuff ready to go. So, while I'm doing this, I wanted to ask you about something. How do you feel about this? I'm going to give you the scenario situation, and then you're just going to tell me how you feel. Anthony Edwards plays basketball professionally in the National Basketball Association in America. So, he was having sex with this model, okay? And I say that because he was not dating her. They were not together. It wasn't a thing other than they were having sex. So having sex with this model. Once he did that, she became impregnated. Okay, so that's a problem for both of them because that was not intended. That's not what they were there to do. Well, once she became impregnated, she alerted him of such things. He said, you gotta not do this. You got to not have this baby. I'm not on board with this. Okay. So we're just going to do what adults do in situations like this. And we're going to use the things that are at our disposal. I'll pay for it. She agrees. She says, fine. It costs $100 and something thousand to have an abortion. $100 and something thousand. Clearly, it doesn't cost that. Nowhere that you go does it cost $100 and something thousand for an abortion. But he doesn't care. He's an NBA basketball player. Whatever it takes. Okay? This is what it takes to get you to do this. Fine. He gives her the $100 and something thousand. She takes it. She does not get the abortion. Doesn't. Takes the money. Spends the money. Does not get the abortion. When she did not get the abortion, there's nothing he can do about it, right? Clearly. She takes the pregnancy to term, has the baby. Once the baby is born, immediately goes to the courts for child support. Obviously, child support is going to be awarded. Child support was awarded. Anthony Edwards pays the entire 18 years of child support up front. Right after it was awarded, he paid it to her. Over $1 million. It was $1 million and like $1,080,000, something like that. He paid the whole thing right up front. Said, don't ever call me again. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from the baby. You are not anything to me. I've paid you. Good day. He paid her $1 million. He's worth $40 million. So that $1 million was a drop in the bucket to him, right? So cool. I don't think she cares. I don't think she minds that deal at all. And I'm good. I won't contact you. Matter of fact, that's what I heard. She took the $1 million they gave her and opened a trucking company. Okay? So I don't think she cares. The only one that loses in this scenario is the baby. Okay? My question is, do you think Anthony Edwards did anything wrong for giving her that money and saying, I don't want anything to do with you or that baby. Don't ever contact me again. Is he wrong for that?
No.
Boom. No. Now, you know, some people out there would say whether he likes it or not, he's a father. And he owes it to that baby to be in that baby's life. I mean, it's your child, like it or not. And whether what she did was right or not, it's still your child. So you have to be in the baby's life just as a moral standard. Do you believe that to be true? Do you still believe it's no? He didn't done anything wrong?
I believe he did that baby a favor because if a man is blatantly saying, I don't want this baby, I don't want anything to do with it, get rid of it, and you decide to have it anyway, all you're going to do is put this child through emotional turmoil throughout its life. It's going to wonder why its father wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, I kind of have to blame her. Because it's like, you knew what this was. And you decided to make that move anyway.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. You know what I mean? I don't disagree with you.
That's just my
Chantel, what would you say was the last thing you said?
that's just my hot take. I mean, you have some men who are alive and well, and they still aren't in their kids' lives, and they have adult children who are in their 30s and 40s who suffer from abandonment issues. You know,
Yeah.
I know some people
Right,
personally. You know, so which one's
right.
worse?
Yeah, yeah. You can look like me.
I mean, personally, I can't relate,
Right,
but
right, right. No, I get you.
but
Yeah,
there are
yeah, that
people
was dope.
close to me who can.
Okay, and Chantel is agreeing with you. She's saying, I agree with her. If he already told you no and you still did it, now you have a sperm donor and nothing else. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so, you know, as much as we agree that she was in the wrong for what she did, you know, the question would be, is he also wrong or is he not wrong at all? I think those are the two options. He's either also wrong with her or he's not wrong at all. And I kind of tend to agree he's not wrong at all for the reason that like Dave Chappelle gave, where he was saying, if you are able to make a decision to abort the baby, and I don't have no say in that. You know what I mean? I can't make you not abort it. If you decide you're going to abort, you can abort. And so if you can kill the baby, then I can at least abandon it. You know what I mean? Like, let's get some kind of equity going on around here. Yeah, no, we always talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Can we get included in the equity portion of that? So yeah, I think if you can kill the baby, I can at least abandon it. You know? That's way better. You know what I mean? On the scale of morality here. Anyway, but I don't know. I think decisions about abortion and all that stuff. I mean, it's very, very specific to the situation, to each individual person. And at the end of the day, I mean, the only people that are going to live with that decision is going to be the woman. I'll agree with that. I mean, that's going to be between you and God and no one else.
Also, you forgot a very key detail. I actually read this somewhere in the article. She originally filed for child support in California because she was trying to get more money. And the judge was like, nah, you just trying to get more money. So he sent it back to Georgia. So, I'm kind of looking at her like, are you even fit to be a mom? Because clearly, maybe
Is
that's
she
another
fit to
topic
be
for
your
another
mom at
day.
all?
Maybe that's another topic for another day, but clearly you had an ulterior motive.
I just feel like the way we see things in normal, regular life and the way things are seen in the courts is so far apart. It's almost two different worlds. Because it's so easy for us to just see what she's doing and put our finger on exactly what that is. And I swear, the minute you get into the courts, it's like, they don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't know what you're talking about, so you're going to have to show me. Walk me, hold my hand and walk me to whatever it is you're trying to show me as a judge, because I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you see it. What do you mean? You know what I mean? You see what she's doing. What do you mean you don't know? They'll rule in her favor. They will rule in her favor, knowing what she's doing.
Well, the
So,
California judge was like, nah, go
yeah,
back to
yeah, yeah.
Georgia.
That's rare, though. I would say, sure, that can happen, but that's super, super rare. And I mean, you can't really throw a fucking rock without hitting a guy that's going through getting railroaded by the court system over a child or an ex-wife. You know what I mean? Go to anywhere. Go to your job, school, anywhere. Somebody very, very close to you is getting railroaded right now. So, is she fit to be a mom? That's a great, great question. For sure. Boom. Here's a question. Let's make it a little bit lighter than that. Here's a question. Where was it? So, when single women hear a friend can't do something that her man wouldn't like. Okay, so boom. So you could be the person or you could be the friend. But the scenario is you're out somewhere, y'all are doing something. Either you or one of your friends says, "Hey guys, I can't be doing that. My man don't like that." What is the female reaction to in the friend group when one of the females says something like that? Because guys don't be there, so we don't know how that goes. If you were to say, "I can't be doing that, my guy, my man don't like that," what would happen?
Well, from my personal experience, they respect it. I know. Maybe I'm not toxic enough. I'm so sorry.
You know what I mean? Like you a liar.
I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
Yeah, they wouldn't say nothing. Nobody would say nothing. It would just be like, you right.
I told you about my best friend. She was like, you carry yourself in a very much I'm taking fashion. And I'm like, well, how else am I supposed to carry myself? I mean, they might talk a little shit or something like that. No, I take that back. So I did have this one homegirl that was like, oh, couldn't be me. That's why it's not you, bitch. I got a man and you don't. Okay. Yeah, she said it couldn't be me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Oh, this clap
those.
back.
I got his. Yeah.
That's why it's not you, bitch. I like it. I like the energy. I like the cut of your jib
Because
on that one. How you say what?
like it's like don't play in my face. I'm going home getting dick after this. What are you doing? Please, let's talk about it. What are you doing?
That's funny
Yes.
though, because the reality is she could if she wanted to. Probably wouldn't be the one she's supposed to be having. There might be a little slime on it.
Gross.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, man, sometimes that's funny. But so, what is your? I would say so out of your friend group, okay, because that's your friend group. But outside of that, what do you think the larger experience for women is on that? While you're saying that, I'm about to do it, y'all. I'm gonna
Oh
pull
my
it up.
god, I love crown apple. So, anyways,
Mhm.
I think the consensus would be most women would be like they would feel the need to tell you what they wouldn't do or what they wouldn't allow, as if to say like, oh, ain't no nigga telling me what to do, da 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 da. Bells and whistles. But it's like I feel like a lot of women be talking a good game, but like
Going lemon,
you're shooting alcohol, you're chasing alcohol with alcohol.
huh?
You're chasing alcohol. Oh, I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page. Okay, interesting. I love that.
You were saying.
But yeah, I feel like the consensus is most women will talk about what they wouldn't do and how it couldn't be them. And that's just me being around women, witnessing conversations, and it's just like, and I'd be quiet because I'd be like, I don't agree with any of that. My man, my man, all day.
There is on like
Like,
shit you're saying.
no, I'd be quiet as hell. My man, my man, my man.
Like, and you're a big dumb dummy head.
Big stupid doo doo head.
Santa's here, you guys. What's going on, lady friend? Oh, you're gonna love this next question, y'all. Here we go. Did you know that Neil Long and Chris Rock went on a date? Think about these names: Neil Long, Chris Rock. They went on a date. Here's the kicker, real quick. That's not even the crazy part. Okay. At the end of the day, Chris Rock purposely gave Neil Long the wrong phone number because he didn't ever want to talk to her or see her again.
So I personally believe, and maybe I'm picking up on energy, but I personally believe that he knew she was out of his league and he wanted to ghost her before she could ghost him. So he tells everyone that narrative to make himself feel better.
Nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing.
Whatever.
Let me tell you what happened. And this is how I know because they went on the Wendy Williams show together. This is years after this first date happened, okay? Neil Long still felt some type of way about what happened, okay? About why he ghosted her. So she tells her side. Her side is they went on a date. She thought it was real nice. They went and had drinks, whatever. They were talking. At the end, they exchanged numbers. And it had been a few days. She hadn't heard from him. So she did something she didn't normally do. And she tried to call him first. Come to find out he gave her the wrong number. That's what she knows. So Chris is sitting right next to her. Okay. Wendy Williams is asking the questions. She was like, did you know you gave her the wrong number? Did you do that on purpose? He said, yeah. So everybody had a whole He's like, why did you do that? He said, you ever notice, like, when you're on the first date, when you just know that you never want to speak to this person ever again? Neil Long is sitting right next to him when he's saying this, right? So I'm interested too, because I'm like, yo, this is Neil Long. What are you doing? Like, there's nothing she could have done to make you do that. And by the end of this, I agreed with him 100%. He said they were on their first date. First date, he don't know her from Adam. Talking. He asked her if she was single. Her response to him was, yes, I'm single, but I know where I can get some dick if I need it.
Why would you say that on the first
He
date?
said
Why would you say
immediately he knew this is the last time we're gonna speak.
why would you say that? She must have been
No.
tipsy.
He said, I finished the date. I was respectful the whole night, but I knew we would never speak ever again. And so Neil Long was like, oh, well, and it turns out you wasn't going to be one of the people I was getting dick with. So it don't even matter. Just very not understanding about where he was coming from and very dismissive about his reasoning, thinking that she did do nothing wrong. That was not a reason to ghost her. So she was very.
That's cringe. That's very cringe to say
Oh, it
that.
was. I was somebody that was watching it. I was like, "Holy Lord!"
No, nobody asked you about where you could get dick from. He just said, "Are you single?"
What? And so he looked at Chris, looks at the audience, and he's like, ladies, so maybe don't say that on the first date." I said, Father Christmas, even celebrities have gone through it in dating, man. Like, what is out here, man? There's nothing out here. You telling me Nia Long's no good? Nia Long? No, there's no hope. There's no hope for nobody,
I'm
G.
not gonna hold you though. That sounds like some shit I would say. But I just
Yeah?
somebody that I wasn't really feeling though.
Yeah, like you probably wouldn't say something you actually were hoping they would
Yeah.
call you after this.
Cause man, my mouth is reckless, especially when I've been drinking. Like that's some shit I would say legitimately.
So, ladies, if you like the guy, probably don't say that. You can say it, but just don't say it if you like him. Like, don't do what she did and then wonder why he didn't call her 3 days later and then attempt to call him. Uh, anyway, so I just thought the funny part about all of that is celebrities are going through it too, man. Nobody's exempt. Nobody is exempt from the pee in the dating pool. Boom. Here's something that happened. There was a lady, Usher. Usher again, guys. We've talked about Usher extensively on the show about his home wrecking tendencies. Okay. He's at
Home
it again. Home wrecking. Because remember, he was part of the what's homegirl name? Uh oh man, what's the girl's name that had the boyfriend that got mad when she seen him on Usher?
You talking
Uh,
Boondocks?
no, this is real life. What's homegirl's name, man? Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer went to the Usher show, scantily clad. There you go. Jen's got it. Keke Palmer. She went
Why
to the.
see the comments?
What's what? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Why certain people can see him and certain people can't? Because if we had another guest, they might be able to see him. I don't know what that's about. But Keke Palmer goes to the show, scantily clad. Usher sees her. Usher pays her extra attention. Usher feeds her cherries. This girl, she said, "You know what? I'm leaving then." Usher feeds her cherries, okay, on the show. And then her dude says, okay, when they got home, he wants to break up. Because she did that in front of a bunch of people. There was a big media, what to do about it, and blah, 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 blah. And so this is what I mean when I say Usher is at it again. Because this time, this is a civilian, man. Are you there?
Yeah,
Can you see me?
yeah.
I cannot see you.
For real.
Whatever. I don't need to see you. I believe the. Yeah, hey, chat, can y'all see her? If y'all can see her, then we'll say it's good. If y'all can see her, we'll say it's good. But so this time, the girl that Usher has showed attention to is a civilian, okay, not a celebrity. But he's singing in her face in the video, singing in her face with the microphone like inches from her face. And then he kissed her on the mouth. Okay. Kissed her on the mouth. A civilian. Okay. Her husband synced it. He synced it, G. He synced it. And so when he synced it, she got home. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your service. But you gotta go. You gotta go. But his thing was she ain't never kissed him in public. The whole time they've been married, she ain't never kissed him in public. Her own husband. And as soon as she gets to the Usher show, now it's time to kiss in public. Can't take it. Sorry, you gotta go. You gotta go. And I agree with him. Now, some people are saying, "Oh, but you're married. You can't be that simple. It can't be that easy." It can. I think it can. I think he's justified. What do you think?
I think he's justified too. I would feel some kind of way. I don't care that we're celebrities. Like, bitch, don't play in my face.
But to play with somebody else.
Yeah.
Play with somebody
I
else.
still got feelings just because I'm a millionaire.
Exactly. But so here's the thing: they not though. She is a civilian. She's nobody. He's nobody. Her husband is nobody. They're not celebrities. So I think it made it even more a topic to discuss because it would be like I don't know who your favorite dude is.
What
Pharrell.
do you mean they're not? Keke Palmer, she literally just
No.
did.
Okay. So you went away and then I kept talking and then when you came back I was on a different. So Keke Palmer did lose her dude over the Usher show. But that's old news. What he just did, Usher just now did, was cause another divorce. This time with civilians, non-celebrities.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
that was
Got
the thing. I only said the Kiki Palmer jump just to preface the fact that this is a pattern for Usher. This is not a solitary event. He also was he didn't have it ended up being the case that DDG and Haley Bailey was her name? Little
Hallie.
Mermaid? Halle Bailey, whatever her name is. The girl with her eyes are too far apart. What? What's that? What? What's that? I'm just, I'm just kidding. What's that? You know what? There's a rash of that going around, and nobody's saying nothing. So don't let me be the one. But there's some folks with eyes too far apart, and nobody's saying nothing. Anyway, uh, uh, but Usher has something to do with that too. Usher has something to do with that too. Where he didn't. It turned out to be that DDG ended up feeding Halle Bailey, the cherries, not Usher. So kind of not really. Well, Usher was there, and then they broke up like very soon after that. So anyway, I'm just saying, Usher has a habit of being there when people are on their last legs. Just so happened he made these civilians break up because he kissed this child of God in the mouth while he's singing to her, and her husband seen it. Now, my reason for bringing up this topic is to say, was the husband wrong? Because it would be like if you were at a Pharrell concert, and Pharrell wanted to kiss you on the mouth, and you're married, but it's Pharrell. You know what I mean? So do you feel like, oh, it's Pharrell, this is different, or do you feel like if you're married, it's impermissible no matter what?
A married man.
Who you talking about, man? Pharrell?
Yeah.
Say he wasn't. Say he's Usher. Like he's whatever Usher's status is.
If I was married, I would not kiss him in the mouth.
If you were married and he was not married, Pharrell was not, you would not kiss him in the mouth.
Correct.
You know, Michelle, sometimes I just feel like you're too good for this show. I feel like you just have the most uninteresting answer.
Well, I've had these conversations with the guys I've dated, believe it or not. I've had
That's
these.
funny with you. That's funny though. You've had the conversation about what would you do if Pharrell tried to kiss you?
Yeah.
And you said I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, the problem in most relationships, Michelle, is the lies to begin with. So I feel like you're just pointing out one of the major issues in relationships. It's when we lie, even when we don't have to. So I don't know the reason for why you're lying, but
Well, when those kind of questions are posed, all I do is think about how would I feel being on the other end of that. Like, I don't care if it's your celebrity crush, don't you fucking kiss her. So I just kind of mirror that, and I'm like, I know how I would feel, so I'm not gonna put anybody in that situation. That's where my mind goes.
Yeah. That's what I be thinking about, like Cardi B. I'd be like, nah, I wouldn't do that. Nope. Not even if she wanted to. Nope. Oh man,
Shut up. Shut up.
taken off the market.
So I think your boy's passed out.
You know, so I was just not even gonna talk about it because it's just, you know what I mean? Yeah. So for the people who watch the show regularly, when I be saying really mean things to Isaac and like talking bad about him and all of that stuff, y'all be like, why do you know? This is part of why. Part of why.
You know, I hit
He
him with these, and he was like, "I don't even have a neck. Like, what did you think was gonna happen?" I was like, "Why would you say that?" I was like, "Why would you
right.
say
I was like, clearly, I don't have what everyone else has.
that?" He's like, "I don't even have a neck, so why would you do
uh,
that?" I don't
he
know what you're
said, he said he built like the homeboy from what was that show, Love Is Blind, where he remember my man was like, I don't believe in love anymore.
trying. Josh, I'm not doing this with you today. I'm not.
It's the y'all gotta y'all gotta wait. It's the crown. It's not me.
Oh, it's you just started drinking.
It's the crown, y'all. It's the crown. That shit was funny, G. You can't. That is gonna be going down in TV history, G. You can't tell me that ain't one of the funniest things that came on TV. Well, I don't believe in love anymore. Why it was bad? Get him out. Take the camera off him. Oh,
Josh,
somebody get that camera off him, man. Oh,
you need to relax.
man. That was crazy. They should have never did that to him, man. Get him off that camera, man. What are y'all doing? Stop. Stop. Y'all stop. Okay.
I work with
Taking
somebody
it.
just like that dude.
Three, two, one. All right, we're back. All right, stop. Ugh. Don't do that. Okay. You say you work with a dude that look like that?
Hmm.
That's wild, man. I don't know how that happens. Like, yeah, apparently the homeboy was an athlete too, in like high school or something. It's crazy. Hopefully, there's something that can be done. We will move on from there. Here is our off-topic subject for tonight. Hey, I could take it or leave it. I'm not really into it. You know, I feel like if it never, and when I say that, this is what I mean. If it never happened to me again in my whole life, I probably wouldn't care. That's how I feel about it. Like, and I feel like there's people out there that feel the opposite of me. Like they are like, what? Like they're beside themselves. If they ever hear this, they're gonna write an angry letter to the show. Like, how could one of your hosts sit there and say that? They'd be like, catch on, and then yeah, maybe, but I don't know. It's just, and so I wonder. I know there are people that feel the opposite of me, but I wonder if there's people that feel the same way. Like, is there anybody out there that's like, yeah, me too? I don't really know. Now that is not for other people, but for myself. You just see what I'm saying? Like if it never happened again, I wouldn't care. Maybe that's just the way I'm built. What do you think?
What are you asking? If there's other people that think like you?
Yeah, like if you never got no head ever again in your whole life, would you care? Would you be like, oh man, or would you be like, okay,
If I never what?
got head again in your whole life?
Oh no, 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 no. That's that's
Just
not
like,
serious now.
so first of all, take it back. Say psych right now.
No, 'cause I told you, Alex was trying to be on that, and I was, oh nah. I was like, nah, you gonna work that out, and we did. I'm not playing. Don't play with me.
Oh, so it's like important to you, like it's a part of the
Yeah,
relationship.
absolutely.
It's so interesting. And like I said, I know dudes, man, and like they not having it. G, you're not coming to them with that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Like, talking about I don't what you don't do. They not having. I don't know, man. Never felt that way. I don't think I ever will. Obviously, I'm kind of past the point. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at your big age, I would hope so.
Oh, I like it. That was a payback for a couple shows back where we were talking about your 33rd
Yeah,
birthday.
and then you like, damn. Yeah, yeah.
Man, I'll take it. I'll eat that. I'll eat it because
Pepperidge
that's a
Farm
fair
remembers.
payback. It was.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. Baby Pepperidge Farm doesn't say anything if you eat one of these cookies. Oh, that shit is funny. She said, Michelle said, no what? Nah, not an option. Yeah,
And
exactly.
did.
Yeah,
And
she
did.
said, not playing them games, Jack. Don't come to me with that nonsense. Boom, we're gonna talk about love on the spectrum. We're gonna talk about love on the spectrum. This needs wider dissemination. This needs wider dissemination, guys. If you have not gone on to Netflix, okay, in America, and looked up the show Love on the Spectrum, you have done yourself a disservice. And I've been saying this for a smooth year. Get the fuck up, okay? Get on your televisions and put on Love on the Spectrum. Do you know why? Because these people are people on the spectrum, autism spectrum, okay? So they have a disorder of some sort, but I don't know that it's really a disorder. These people are what I like to call the purest versions of humanity. Okay. This is what human beings would be like if we didn't have any ulterior motives, if we didn't lie to each other trying to gain something, if we were just who we are all the time, our natural selves all the time, told the truth on everything, said everything that we're feeling immediately, it would be this, we would be like them. We would be like them. And this is a show that shows what happens when you put them on dates with each other. Okay. I cannot think of anything more pure in the whole wide world than these people. I don't even know how to explain it other than to say if anybody would have ever hurt these people, well, fucking, I would, hey, don't do it. Okay. They're such good people, man. They're such pure spirits. I told somebody, I said, when everything goes to shit and China's closing in, there better be the last stand, better be a wall of people around these Love on the Spectrum kids, protecting them from harm because they're that great. So if you have not watched it, you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch a trailer and then go watch the show. Okay? And then you'll understand when I say these are the purest forms of humanity, that's what it is. Boom. Okay, so we got to do that. Okay, here's a question. I heard this thing, and I posted it for on this page, where a young lady was saying that only women who grew up without real fathers believe that when their significant other or husband is asking them where they're going or telling them they shouldn't wear a certain thing to whatever they're doing or asking them when they're going to be home. When they're doing these things, only women without real fathers believe that type of thing is controlling, right? Women who have grown up with real fathers who cared about what they wore, who wanted to know where they were going when they were going to be home, and blah, 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 see that as caring. They see the guys caring for them by asking these questions, and wanting to know and wanting them to be safe. What do you think?
I mean, I think that depends on the nature of the relationship, because not just him posing those questions that would deem him as controlling. I mean, what is the home life like? You know? Because
What's
I've dated men who cared about those things, and I've dated men who haven't cared about those things. But I can say that, like, one of them was actually trying to be controlling, and the other one wasn't. You just kind of got to look at the intentions behind it. Like, do you care, or are you just trying to pick a fight?
okay? So here's a question: what was the demarcation mark? What was the mark that said, okay, this is controlling, not safety related or caring? What's
Because
going
when
on, Chantel?
oh yeah, so for me, when those questions were asked, um, the gentleman was clearly already in his feelings about something. We were in essentially an argument already. And it's like, oh, okay, now you're just looking for things to be mad about. Okay.
So what did he say to you? Was he trying to get you to wear something different?
No, he was just like, I forgot. He was just like, oh, you're gonna wear that? Like, why you gotta wear that? Why can't you wear this? And
Okay.
then
Go ahead.
another time, because this was a pattern. Another time he was like, um, I tell you who I'm with. It's a respect thing. Why can't you tell me who you're going with? I've never said anything about who I was with before. I think what it comes down to, though, is discernment. And a lot of females don't have, I'm sorry for the ones who get offended by that word. A lot of women don't have discernment. They lead with their heart. They're not putting context clues together.
Okay. And Jen says, I think you would have to see the dynamic of the relationship and how he says it.
For sure.
Okay, so that's the argument of it's not what you said, it's how you said it, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Do
like
you
what I
think?
said.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, could it be so? Because my thing is, it could be the case that y'all argued, but he still do care. It's not like he stopped caring because y'all argued. You know what I mean? Maybe he really gives it. You know what I mean about you going out there and
If
being
we
safe
set a
and wearing my stuff.
if we set a boundary early on, what I'm saying, where he's like, look, this is how I operate, da 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 da. We talk about it, and it's like, all right, cool. But like, don't wait until like a year down the road, and because you feel in some type of way, you like, you know what, you need to respect me, and I need to know X, Y, and Z, da 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 da. Like, that's when it becomes a problem for me personally.
Okay, so it wasn't something you normally ever did. It's just all of a sudden today, now he cares
Yeah,
what you.
because my
Okay.
thing is like when I first get in a relationship,
Uh-huh.
I ask those type of questions. I'm like, all right, what are your expectations for this? What are your expectations for that? I like to have those discussions so we're not having these issues later on down the road. Most people like to play too cool for school until they're in their feelings, and then they want to enforce some shit, and it's like, I mean, but where was this energy 9 months ago when I asked the
Mm.
question? Why is it a problem all of a sudden? I'm no stranger to this type of situation. So
Okay. Because Chantel kind of has a good point. I don't know what I'm about to say is exactly what she was getting at, but it's going to be what I'm going to say. And Chantel, if it's not what you wanted me to say, then get your own show. The question is, so like maybe the relationship changed for him. Maybe he didn't feel the need to do that back in the beginning, but y'all been having problems, and now all of a sudden you're going out looking different than you normally do. Now that's why he's saying something now and wasn't saying nothing before.
well, I mean, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. But you don't have to start acting like my
God,
father.
these
I do not hesitate
conversations.
to tell niggas if
Oh,
your name is not Freddie Richardson, do not speak to me that way.
oh
I,
Lord.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
It's
I'm
only
not
one
new to
Fred,
this.
let me just tell
Shit.
you.
That's all I'm saying.
So okay. She said, not what I was saying. Go ahead and explain it, Chantal. I'll try to ask it better after you explain it. But I don't know, man. It seemed like y'all be trying us sometimes where we arguing now, so now all of a sudden it's time to and y'all with these conversations, bruh. Oh, that's a conversation. No, it's not, G. Like everything ain't a conversation. I know y'all think it is. It ain't. I don't have to explain to you why you shouldn't be wearing that outside. Like if you're doing it for attention, but why are you trying to get attention while you're with me? It's because you're trying to move on from me. That's fine. Play with somebody else because now you've caused me to have to do something to you. I didn't
Alex
want to.
Alex says that was his argument. That was his argument, Alex. Okay, think about that. Okay, Alex says
Yeah. Hey, y'all make us the way that we are. What's her name? Chantel said, that's not what I was trying to say. She said, maybe in the beginning it wasn't serious for him, but he caught feelings. Okay, yeah, that's another thing. Maybe he caught feelings. And now that's why he feels some type of way. He wants you to be safe when he didn't care about you before. That could happen. And y'all can still be arguing. No, nothing? All right.
oh, I'm waiting for a response. Oh,
Yeah.
again, that could be a conversation, but what we're not gonna do is Michelle's going out on this blessed Friday, and then all of a sudden, an outfit that I've worn 3 other times is an issue.
Okay. In fairness, if you have worn the outfit before and I have seen you and I have not said anything, it would be strange to suddenly say something. I will give you that. I'm not going to try to make a defense or argument for that. Ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen, real quick update. This is serious business. Do not play around with this. Okay. You see where I am on this cup? The cup was spilled to the top, about right here to the top. Let's go right here. And it's here now, and that's about as far as it's gonna go. No more. No mas. No mas. I'm an adult. I have things to do tomorrow. I can't be okay. Can't be playing around. So in conclusion, this is a weekend thing to do, and it is serious business, so don't play around with it. Don't even try to finish it. Make what you can, put the rest up. It's fine. Okay. But yeah, in response to that, sure, I think there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of dynamic factors in that one. So it's kind of hard to come to any real conclusion about it because it really just depends. So yeah, I'll give you that. I was going to try to argue some things, but it's not going to go anywhere. There's too many ways out.
I think you're having a hard time articulating your thoughts. It's like the thoughts are coming in faster than your words can say, and you're struggling right now. You're struggling.
I'll turn all this shit over. I don't have to have a show that has any particular topic. You know what I mean? I'll start singing songs. I don't give a shit. Don't make me do it. Okay. Oh man. It says here, it was a video by a woman. Okay. I want to stress that. I posted it in case you didn't hear it or see it. I'm sorry. In case you didn't see it, it's on the page. The
Hmm.
video was saying that men will prioritize their women's happiness over their own happiness. But women will prioritize their happiness over their man. He got to go because he's causing me not to be happy. And I think that's kind of true. I think that's kind of true, man. Because mostly because I've done it, where I wasn't necessarily happy, and I wasn't necessarily happy doing the things that I was being asked to do. I wasn't even necessarily happy in general, but I didn't really think that was the main character. You know what I mean? It don't matter. What difference does that make? You know what I mean? What does that say that you're not happy? But women, they don't do that. They don't do that math. You know what I mean? If they're not happy, that's it. That's all that matters. The rest of it is irrelevant. You know what I mean? The fact that they're in a stable relationship with somebody who can be counted on and is there for them and all of that other stuff, I'm not happy. Fuck all that. You know what I mean? And they'll get out, Jack. They're getting out. And you know what's weird? You know what's weird? real quick before I have your rebuttal. What's weird about that is all the best love stories are kind of along those lines. Look about Titanic. Homegirl was in a relationship. There wasn't nothing wrong with homeboy. He wasn't that bad. She just found this dude, Jack, who had a different vibe. And he was homeless and poor and unemployed. But he was an artist and he lived life, by the seat of his pants. And he was running around the ship as a stowaway or some shit. Titanic, okay? And then when she went to heaven, she walked past her husband to go to Jack. We all swooned about this. This is good. This is a good thing. And like that's how it is. What's the name? The Notebook. Homegirl cheating, pretending that she loved this dude. She don't really love this dude. She wanted to be with the other dude. The Great Gatsby, pretending she loved this dude. She don't really love this dude. She love that dude. And this is a good dude. He rich. He giving her the stuff. She got everything. She don't want anything. She want the other dude. Women's happiness is paramount and always has been throughout history since the Oregon Trail, since the last blue corn moon. Women's happiness is everything, and it sickens me. What's the rebuttal, Michelle? What you think?
So what about that movie called The Ghost with Leon, where he was literally diddling a ghost in him and his wife's attic?
What? What?
Yes, there's a movie called The Ghost with Leon, and he was diddling a ghost in their attic. He was cheating on his wife with a ghost.
Here's the thing. Even if that's true, and I'm not saying it is, even if that's true, wait. Leon was also JT in Five Heartbeats, and he was what's my man name in the Temptations. So we can forgive Leon for his one indiscretion.
What about what's love got to do with it? You know what I'm saying? Ike Turner was out
What's
here
love got to
sniffing
do with it?
dope and whooping his wife's ass and cheating on her.
That's different.
No, it's not.
That's different.
No,
That's
it's
not just
how is that different? He was
because
putting
it's
his
not just
back against
not being
the
happy.
her.
That's getting your ass whooped actively for an extended period of time. over 30 minutes per session. Oh,
So hard.
Oh, that's not funny. Jeez Louise, guys, be better.
I have never seen you laugh that hard ever.
Oh, that's so funny. A minimum of 30 minutes.
You're terrible.
Y'all gotta stop, man. That shit don't be funny. So that's not just her not being happy. That is active abuse, and you can't have that. That's gotta stop. So, but that's what I mean is like when we're talking about just plain unhappy, like The Great Gatsby, like The Notebook, she's just unhappy. It's not like the dude that she with is wrong or bad. She's just unhappy. And she prioritized her happiness. She said, you know what? There's another dude out here for me. Titanic, same thing. She was just unhappy. It wasn't like the dude was like beating her or nothing like that.
What about that movie with Tyler Perry when that dude was cheating on his wife Helen, and then he ended up getting shot and paralyzed?
Oh, that's Diary of a Mad Black Woman?
Yeah, that one.
But she was being actively mistreated. She was being verbally abused and cheated on. And she was aware she was getting cheated on. She just wasn't doing anything about it.
What about for colored girls, Janet Jackson's role? She was getting cheated on.
But she was getting cheated on. That's my thing. Like in the Notebook, Homegirl was not getting cheated on. The dude that she was with actually did love her. She just didn't love him more than the other dude.
Well, I
Great
brought up,
Gatsby.
it's not just the men, it's the women, you know? He
Hold on,
was
say it
out here
again?
he was out here bending men over.
What?
For
What are you
colored
talking
girls,
about?
Janet Jackson's role, when she was like, "Oh, so you doing the bending?" He was like, "Ain't nobody bending me over." She
You
was
know
like, "Oh,
what?
You
Funny,
doing the
quick,
business.
funny story, guys. It's not gonna be as dark as you think it's gonna be. I honestly, I've seen the clip. I never knew what movie that was from. I just laughed. I would laugh at it, but I never knew. I was like, who was making movies like this? I was like, this can't be real. This is like AI or so, because no way this isn't a real movie. And turns out it's a Tyler Perry movie. So learn something new every day.
And then Ghost from what's the name of that show? Ghost and Tommy. They say it's a big rich town.
Oh, Power.
Yeah, he was cheating on his wife the whole time.
Yeah, but you're missing what I'm saying. Yes, if she's getting cheated on, if she's getting beaten, if she's being verbally abused, this is all good reasons to leave. The women I'm talking about are none of that's true. That lady in Titanic, to my knowledge, was not being verbally abused or cheated on or beaten or anything. She just didn't like the dude.
Well,
Notebook.
I only brought those things up to kind of disprove your point of saying that a man will be unhappy because the woman's happiness is the only thing that matters. When I listed examples of men prioritizing their happiness, even if it means diddling a ghost.
First of all, I don't know if you've ever diddled a ghost, but it's the bee's knees. Don't knock it until you try it.
Can't relate.
Oh, what are you talking about? Second, like, well, there is to say, there's dudes that have mental issues. If you're hitting a woman really hard, there's something not right. Your chemicals ain't right. Because if your chemicals are right, you couldn't even bring yourself to do it. You know what I mean? If you are cheating on a woman, it's not that your chemicals are not right, but you're knowing what you're doing is wrong and you're doing it anyway. And so
Prioritize
it's still
happiness.
kind of different. It's like a different kind of mindset. Like you say, oh, and I think cheating I'll kind of grant you, because in cheating you are trying to be happy, and you're gonna find it in the happiness in this other woman, that's the woman you're with. So you kind of, in that way, prioritizing your own happiness. I'll give you that. I'll give you that one a little bit, but not the beating. The beating is different. That's not a. I don't think that's prioritizing your happiness. I think that's feeding a mental disorder. Yeah. Which is the other thing about women getting beat that I don't understand. It's like sometimes you're staying out of fear of what he would do if you actually did leave him, right? Because sometimes dudes be like beating the girl, and then she don't leave because if she thinks if she leaves, she's gonna go to her family's house and do something to them. She's probably not wrong. He knows where they live. She brought him over there. You know what I mean? So she's probably not wrong in that regard. And so that's one situation. But sometimes they're staying, even though they're being beaten, because they actually love this dude. And they think they can hug the punches out of him. I don't know why you keep laughing at this, man. That shit did not be funny. I think
Mind
she
your
thinks.
business, Meech.
You seen what he said? That's
Yeah.
good, man. You can see the comments. Good for you. But sometimes women think they can hug the punches out of a dude, and you can't. You can't hug the punches out of him. It's a mental disorder. Cool, cool, cool. But I think that cheating, maybe you got a point there because that is a pursuit of happiness outside of the woman that they're with. But I think even when I'm not going to say that. I was going to say something that's probably not true. So never mind. You got it. You win on that one. Cheating, if he's cheating on her, he is pursuing his own happiness. But then you
Exactly.
got to think about, I got to hear, I think the percentage of men that are cheating on their wives, not girlfriends, their wives, I think that's a smaller percentage than you might imagine. I think
I
there's a
do.
smaller percentage. Now, cheating on their girlfriends or situationships or something like that, maybe you might have a point there. But like wives, I don't think there's as many dudes cheating on their wives as you might imagine there are. I don't think that's a different kind of decision being made there. when you're married to somebody. You gotta think about the amount of effort it's gonna take to cover that up. Like that's a Herculean effort. Because he has access to everything. Your wife has access to everything. You know, to try to cover that up is to take on a monumental task, and for what? Mm-hmm. Better be worth it. Where we at? We're at 8:02. Okay. So let's just call it, because 60 minutes, like I said, trying to chop up and make reels for 60 minutes of material is difficult. And anything past 60 minutes is just more difficult. So I'm going to call it right there. I think it was a good show. I think we covered a lot of ground. If you haven't seen a Goofy movie, it's on Disney Plus. It's the 30-year anniversary. Go watch it. Okay? Watch Love on the Spectrum, because that is the purest form of humanity. If you want to see pure humanity in its most unadulterated form, Love on the Spectrum is where it's at. Thank
Yes.
you, Michelle, for your input and being here while I laughed at some very, very dark jokes because of the crown. I'm going to blame the crown royal for that. And thank you, chat, for participating in the show, as always, as always. Please, everybody, come back next week. I have a bunch of topics that I didn't even get to. So come back next week. We'll do it again. All right. I'm probably not going to do the crown again. It's a lot. All right.
Bye.
Peace. Bye.